guys. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a question and answer, a little Q&A video. I put a poll on, or not a poll, I guess a question thingy on my Instagram, and I got some questions from you guys, and so that's going to be what I'm answering. A lot of them are kind of about like my hair career, so I'm just going to answer a quick, there's like 3 that are different, and then I'm going to get into like my hair career. So first of all, when I get asked a lot, and I guess it's because I do a lot of blondes, and I am blonde, is what is the best purple shampoo to use for your hair? So my favorite purple shampoo is Barcelona by Pulp Riot. That's the one I use on my own hair, and I use it on my clients as well. I also really like the Pravana one. Do you always do your makeup nice? So I do for work, obviously. So I feel like in my job, it kind of matters the way you present yourself, because people aren't gonna want to get their hair done by you if you look like if you look kind of like not put together. I think it makes a big difference. So definitely for work, I always do my makeup. On the weekends, I don't, because there's no reason to, unless I want to. Like, it's not like I have to wear a full face of makeup every day. How long have you been married? So me and Ross got married October 28th of 2017. So like a year and a half, I guess. And this October we'll have been married for 2 years. So that's exciting. Okay, so now, what made you want to get into hair? And then like, what is your hair story? Like, how did I end up like in my own studio? So the reason I wanted to do hair was honestly just because I felt like I was supposed to. I know that sounds so crazy, but I remember thinking like I could just see myself doing hair. Like, I liked going to the hair salon, and I liked like the environment. I thought it was fun, and I really liked my hairstylist. So I kind of thought, oh, this would be like a fun job to do. And I just could see myself doing it. I don't know, I know that sounds crazy, but like I just thought that I was supposed to. It's so weird. But I was already like going to community college when I finally decided I was gonna do it. And so I had to like convince, I remember I like went to like the tour thing on my own, because I wanted to figure out all the information before I told my parents. And then I told them, and eventually, like, I feel like my dad kind of was a little bit more against me doing hair because he thought I would be like homeless or something. I don't know why. So eventually everybody came around, and then I went to hair school, which is a whole other story in itself, basically. But so then I graduated. So then when I graduated, I knew the town that I wanted to work in. I don't even remember why I wanted to work in Wake Forest. I just thought that that's where I wanted to work. As you can tell, I make a lot of decisions based on like what I don't know. Like, there's no real reason for any of these things. It's just like I feel like I should, and so then I do it. So I wanted to work in Wake Forest, so I was like, okay, that's where I want to work. And there was a salon hiring, and it was a beautiful salon, and it was like the type of salon that I wanted to work at, like a nice one, you know. It was a salon and spa. And so I interviewed there, and I got the job, so that's where I started. So I knew I started there maybe like in September, I think like the summer for sure, like August or September. And I worked there, and I loved it. It was a great place to work. It was a great place to learn. Everybody was really nice. I enjoyed my time there. And they had commission, and they also had booth rental. So obviously when you're starting, you have to start as commission because you have no clientele. And so when you're commission, you get new clients from the salon. Like this, if someone calls the salon, they feed you clients. So I started out as commission, obviously, but it was my goal to only be commissioned for 1 year, like build as much as possible, get really busy as much as possible, and then switch to booth rental in 1 year's time. That was like my goal the whole time. So I worked my little booty off all the time, and I really promoted myself a lot online. Like on Instagram was really getting popular, so I would always promote, like balayage was like my thing. So like I always like posting my balayage work and hashtagging where I lived all over Facebook, everything. And so then eventually most of my new clients I was getting from my own self, like marketing myself. Like people would call the salon for an appointment with me, not just like a random appointment, like can I book a haircut with anyone. So once I realized that, and the fact that I was getting a lot busier, so I think I was probably booked like 2 to 3 weeks out, full always, when I finally was like, okay, I think I can do booth rental, because once you go booth rental, you don't get new clients from the salon anymore. Like, they always go to commission people, so you really have to be like getting your own new clients in to grow your own business. So once I felt comfortable enough to be doing that, it was in 1 year's time. So I want to say it was like the end of August when I switched, the following year when I switched over to booth rental. And so then I worked for booth rental at that salon for a little over 1 year, and I loved it. I had my favorite friends there. So like that part of working there was really fun, like the girls who worked there. And I like loved it. It was a great place to start, but then I just started to feel like I kind of wanted to have like my own thing. And I think everyone kind of feels that way. And I just kind of wanted to have my own brand a bit. I just wanted to like decorate it the way I wanted to decorate it and just do my own thing. So I found a salon studio, and they were being built at the time. So I told them I was leaving, and then eventually came over to my salon studio, and I had that one for a little over a year. So I remember I moved in there the week of Thanksgiving. Like, I started working there the week of Thanksgiving, like that following year. So everything is very like yearly for me. I like make some type of change. So I worked there for 1 full year, and then the guy who owns our building had told me that he was building more salon studios downstairs. So I really wanted to get one of those because I wanted a room with windows, and I didn't have one at the time. My room had no windows, and it was so tiny, and I really hated it. And I didn't think I would hate it. Like, I liked having my own studio. I just didn't like that it was like no daylight. That really affects me. So I just was over that. And I would rather have one larger. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I got to pick up my room downstairs, but that one wasn't done until so like the year had been like that November, and then the soonest February. So it was ready the week of Valentine's Day, which is so weird that everything keeps happening at the holidays. Actually, looking back, is very odd. So Valentine's Day that week was when we could work in our new studios. So then I had my studio downstairs, which has 2 walls of windows, and it's a double suite, so it's for 2 hairstylists, but it's just me in here, which I love. So it's like a lot more room, a lot more like natural light coming in, which is good for doing hair, and everything, really, like better photos, everything, and just more fun because you get to see the day. And then I've been down here since last February. So now it's like April now, so like a year and like 2 months, I guess. And I love it down here. I love my studio. I love this building. Like, I love our owner who owns it. I love the girls here. Yeah, so that's kind of like my story of how I got into my own studio and everything. And who knows what's gonna happen next? I don't know. Like, I love my studio here, but even now I kind of still want a little bit more space. So I'm always toying with the idea of like, I want more room. Like, I want to have a separate area for taking photos instead of like having my backdrop right there. So I don't know what I'll end up doing, but for now, this is really good. I always have new things that I'm working on, so that's always exciting and feels fresh and new. I always like need that, but for now, this is the right space for me. So that's kind of the little Q&A and the story of my hair career so far. And I think this will be a really fun video because I can look back on it in like 5 years and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was at that point. And hopefully in 5 years, I'll be doing something so much bigger and better than even that I'm doing now. So I feel like this is like a good video that I can put on YouTube and like look back and reflect and see how much I've grown. Because it would be really cool to see like 4 years ago when I first got out of hair school, what I would have been saying, and then seeing where I am now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more videos.